Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I am back and it is time for another Starcraft 2 1 vs 1 replay bot cast. We have got ourselves two awesome bots here. And in the top left, we have got LukaCore taking on Octopus. Octopus v3. And we'll see if how many arms Octopus has in this match. A bit of a pause there at the start of this intro, just because I believe LukaCore was formerly known as Sputtle. Or Sputtle... Sputtle is LukaCore's new name, I believe. So the bots had a name change, so for those of you that are unfamiliar with that. And anyway, before we get too far into this TVP, bot versus bot match, make sure to go ahead and hit that like button, ladies and gentlemen. It is currently Friday night as I'm recording this. And I'm like, alright, I sat down on the couch, had some dinner, that was a mistake. And I'm like, you know, once you sit down at the end of the day, at the end of a week, you're like, oh man, it's going to be a toughie to get off the couch. But I put my desk in stand-up mode, so here I am, standing, watching some awesome Starcraft 2. And if you guys enjoy these replays, these casts, make sure to comment down below more bots, and I will put out as many of those casts as I can. Join the Discord, which is linked down below. Consider becoming a YouTube member. You can press the join button that is right by the right by my channel avatar, and right by the subscribe button, and that actually can allow you to support the channel if you do want to do so. Of course, not required to at all. And I think that's the whole spiel, other than if you are a member of the bot community, go ahead and send me any replays you want to see cast, or post them in the SC2AI Discord, as that's actually a great place to post your replays. And I appreciate everyone who does. This replay right here we're watching, someone looked at this and said, that's a good game. That should be on YouTube, and now it's going to be. So, we see a Reaper moving across the map for LukaCore, scouting on out, going for a Reaper expand, then sending a Marine across the map. We already had a bit of chat and text from Octopus showing us that it does have some army calculation mechanics, showing us chilling with army value 0 versus 0, fit 0, -0 versus 0. And so, let's see how this game's going to go. It is definitely some aggression coming out of Octopus. It puts up a random pylon in the top right-hand side of the map, while throwing all of its gateways up in the main base. It is indeed a 4-gate. LukaCore has scouted this out with its Reaper scene. That's a lot of Reaper. That's a lot of gateways. It sees 3 of them. Octopus is now attacking with an army value of. Whoops! I did not mean to press that one. I had. Hold on. Alt enter. Full screen. Yes, please. I definitely pressed some wrong button at some point, so now my UI's like the colors are a little bit messed up. So I'll have to look into fixing that. But for now, we're just gonna soldier on. We have got this Reaper really hating this gateway, dealing half its HP. All the while, these stalkers are heading on home now. Oh no, that's not the one that I meant to press. Whoops. Sorry, guys. There we go. That's the right key. Alt F to toggle the colors. I was like, look, I even pulled up the game heart thing, and I'm like, how do I change this? Anyway, the aggression is really starting out here for Octopus on the map Golden Aura. 10 stalkers, 12 stalkers out. It is warping them in at that pylon. It's not really quicker, or I guess it's slightly quicker to go that way. LukaCore is going to have to really get on the defensive here, though. These stalkers, if microed correctly, will shred this Terran bio. However, there is concussive shell out and 1 marauder, so stalkers can be tagged. And, of course, the programming on these bots, their micro capabilities, going to be a big question. We see Octopus telling us its calculation there, army value 1566 versus 312. Of course, just telling us what it can see. and it is getting a real good engagement going down right now. Those Stalkers have shredded pretty much all the Marines. It's the one big boy Marauder with a few more Marines popping out. And that is pretty much the whole army gone for LukaCore. That is not good. This bot does have a Banshee on the way, however, and Cloak is on the way. It's one base versus two, so LukaCore can afford to lose a lot of units. However, it does have to clean this up at some point. So there's the Banshee out. It's waiting for Cloak, it appears. That's good to see. The SCVs are taking the brunt of the aggression right now. As the Stalkers are fixated on those, we may actually see the first Stalker go down, as it is looking to really just ignore everything else. The Banshee says, I got Cloak, I can go in now, and it does. That's great to see. The Banshee not messing around with its AI control there. The siege tank on the high ground is going to shell away on these Stalkers. That orbital is going to have to lift off, and it very well may die yet. SCVs are hanging out on the high ground, but they're not going to repair it, so big damage does get done there as the Stalkers kill off that command center. It's pretty rare to actually kill a Terran's command center and with a push like this, so that is great to see. However, a lot of the Stalkers are being killed as compensation, as the AI really just focused on pushing that natural, not dealing with the tank on the high ground, not really dealing with the Banshee. While this is going on, though, we do see good follow-up by Octopus going for a Nexus. Let's see, retreating. It's now thinking that it's got less army value, and it's right, so it's going on home. It's got a tag, fix build stuck on IDX7. I don't know what the IDX7 means, but the fact that it's got some sort of control to stop its build from being stuck is great to see. A lot of bots will just sort of peter out. Having that redundancy, really good to see. Stalkers now coming forward, going to try and whittle down some of these Marines, can potentially stop a counterattack, and that is good to see. Now, I am a little bit worried here still for Octopus. I know Octopus has a base when LukaCore doesn't, but I am a little bit concerned that I think LukaCore is going to build up a little bit better here based on the army control attack and the natural. I think it's going to have better late game prospects, but we'll see. Octopus can always go for anything. It's got a Twilight on the way, a Robo on the way. It's even got some sentries warping in now, so it really isn't just a basic bot. I am waiting to see how well it does follow this up, though. LukaCore probably already done its sort of expand step. No redundancy there, so it isn't just throwing up another base to replace that. I get the feeling it will eventually try to expand. I get the feeling that if it does try to expand at some point, then it might even just like try and take its third, thinking it's already taken its natural. We'll see how it goes about that. Maybe it'll reclaim its natural, but anyway, LukaCore's economy is not great. It's definitely in the favor for Octopus, but we do have a big Terran army pushing across the map. Vikings in the lead too. So it's got that to counter whatever air units Octopus has potentially gone for, which really isn't any at this point. Interestingly enough, tag fixed build IDX 9 now, so 9 has gone up from 7, so I'm really not sure exactly what that means. We see Octopus saying attacking, now retreating, in goes LukaCore. The skirmishing, I think, is going well for the Protoss, but it's all going to depend how this tank gets set up. Some of those Stalkers are now kind of caught there. We see probes rallying towards the third base, getting killed off. And Immortal steps forward, can tank a lot of damage. Interference Matrix goes down from that Raven. We see that Immortal stepping forward. It's still disabled, though, and does perish. Army supply, it's still in the lead for LukaCore, but it is getting whittled down, and I think Octopus may just be fine here, as a lot of LukaCore's supply is in this air army, and we do actually have a Stim Marine trying to kite a Zealot, and it is just going ham with the micro. There's the engagement going on at the front while this is occurring, but it was a hold by Octopus. We saw a Stim Marine just run way off into the distance, being chased by that Zealot. The Zealot 1 caught its prey. Let's see, Marauder's gonna do well against the Stalkers, but not well enough, it appears. And so Octopus holding on in a great spot, as LukaCore is still just one basing it. Its mining getting a lot less efficient, down to 4 patches from that 8. Yeah, things are actually looking really good for Octopus. I know I was a little rough on it. Just because of how it kind of lost all those stalkers with the attack, but it still was an effective attack. It does have good follow-up here. It's now getting Blink, too. Banshee is floating around, however, there's an observer. Good job following that. The third base is a little bit off location here for Octopus. I'm not sure why that is at all, and when I say a little bit off, it's about as far away as you can get while still knowing what base it was trying to claim. So that's an odd one from Octopus, but we see LukaCore is still just producing units off of this one base. I'm curious if it'll eventually long-distance mine or float the command center if it mines out. Once again, a lot of LukaCore's games probably don't get to this wacky position where it loses its natural. So we'll see if it's gonna eventually long-distance mine or if it'll just say, nope, that's it. And it looks like LukaCore may be moving out for what could potentially be its last attack here. Marines and Marauders, they do have Stimpak, they do have Medivacs to support them. It's a higher supply for the Terran. So these units could actually do pretty darn well here for LukaCore. The Stalker's kind of getting caught, and Archon's actually present, however, for the Protoss. That's a big deal. Raven building up energy, not quite at enough for another auto turret. Vikings getting shot down, and LukaCore is backing out. Okay, it looks like the SCVs have started to long-distance mine, so there's a little bit of redundancy there, but not much, as it's not lifting off the main base. And, yeah, I feel like if LukaCore was going to win this game, that would have been the time, as its production is going to plummet. But there we go, it's pulling back home, saying, yep, I got to get back to that central point, it seems. And I think just through time, the Protoss bot is going to win this. Wacky third location be darned. I wonder what sort of calculation went there. I wonder if it was because of the proximity of these two bases. We might have seen this before, I'm not sure. Like, what the programming there is on Octopus. If it was like, yeah, there's mineral patch on the left, mineral patch on the right. Put it kind of between the two. Who knows what the logic is there? I can't tell you. Anyway, we have now got LukaCore moving out again. It's now even on supply with the Protoss bot, so I think we are just going to see Octopus take this one, most likely. That being said, Stim Bio never countered out, that's for sure, particularly when there's 5 Medivacs to heal it up. I feel, though, that it is LukaCore now, though, that has been having a hard time in regards to not committing when it needs to commit. One of the hardest things to program at a bot. A couple Marauders getting ahead of themselves, charging on in. One goes down. Looks like 2 will go down, and all 3 will actually die. That's a big chunk of the army supply for LukaCore. LukaCore is now retreating on home, and it's still just long-distance mining, never taking another base. Probably never going to hit 400 minerals, so it won't ever take another base. Moving out once again, but yeah, we see back and forth, back and forth. Octopus, chilling with its army value. Does calculate the army value pretty darn accurately. Like, it's within a few hundred for its opponent. Of course, it should know what its own army value is. And, yeah. We do see LukaCore come on in for an attack. Tank sieged up, it unsieges. Auto turrets have been tossed down. Archons have been interference matrix. That's a big deal. 2 of them. Those 2 Ravens with lots of energy on them. A big deal. But we see, yeah, LukaCore now turning back. It goes back in. But then it gets pushed away again. It starts to get a good fight, but then it says, nope, I don't have the supply, and it retreats on home. And then it just goes back to long-distance mining. Now down on supply compared to its opponent. It's got like 20 Marines chasing 1 Stalker. 17 Marines, actually, but yeah. I think that that's going to be it for this one. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this match, hit that like button. And I'll continue covering all these bot matches, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I think this game was somewhere in between those, as it definitely had some good parts, definitely had a few bad parts, and a little bit of ugly parts, but, yeah, great to see these 2 bots go at it. I'll definitely cast more games with them. Let's try and hit 50 likes on this video. If we can do that, that would be amazing. And, yeah, I will see you guys next time, as those poor long-distance mining SCVs get fed to an Archon. Archons have been retreating on low shields, it looks like, for Octopus. I'm not sure if that's just actually intended or not. Nah, it's getting back in there, but anyway. GG.